What's going on? So today we're going to talk about Bitwig Studio versus Logic Pro. We're going to talk about 5 ways that they are similar, and we're going to talk about 5 differences/advantages for each DAW. So stay tuned.
Let's get it.
5 ways that they are similar. Number one, they have the clip launcher and the timeline within the same view. Now, this feature is newer with Logic Pro, so naturally Bitwig Studio will have the slight edge because they have a little more advanced features within the clip launcher. Number two, they both have a drum group or drum rack with this individual mixers. So that means you can create a drum track and you can mix the tracks with its own faders, and you can also add effects on each element of the drum group. Logic Pro, they take it a step further and allow you to separate the tracks within a few clicks for track out purposes. Now, within Bitwig, you can do something like this, but it takes a lot more steps. So this will be a feature I like to see in Bitwig Studio. Number three, you can transfer files between projects in both DAWs. Number four, the time stretching in both DAWs are like great. Number five, they both have really cool device presets and unique effects. Now let's talk about the advantages of Logic Pro. Number one, the price. Right now it's $200. You have Logic Pro 10, you get access to all of the minor updates. Bitwig Studio is $399 when it's not on sale. When it's on sale, it's $299. And you pay that fee and you have a year of updates. Once your year of updates expired, then you'll pay either $169 for another additional year when it's not on sale, or $129, and that gives you an additional year of updates. Number two, Logic Pro has a step sequencer that rivals FL Studio, which is super dope. You can do so many advanced features on it. You can do all of your drum rolls. You can change the direction of each element within the step sequencer. You can go forward, you can go backwards, you can go forward and backwards. You can change the offset of the timing of each element, which is super cool. It is a feature that I wish Bitwig Studio had. Number three, Logic Pro has a quick sampler that allows you to drag in a sample and non-destructively chop up samples, and you can do it fairly quickly, and then you can change up the way that the sample is chopped on the fly. Now, Bitwig Studio allows you to chop up samples, but it's not as simple, it's not as intuitive as Logic Pro. Number four, you can actually control Logic Pro with your iPad. It's super simple to set up. All you have to do is be on the same Wi-Fi network, set it up, and then you can control Logic Pro with your iPad. Super dope. Number five, Logic Pro have advanced MIDI editing options where Bitwig Studio only has pretty simple, simplistic MIDI editing capabilities. Now let's talk about the advantages of Bitwig Studio. Number one, my favorite, the modulators. Modulators is pretty dope. Has so many different things you can do within that environment. You do some crazy experimental type stuff. It's worth trying out. Number two, you can easily map out any parameter within Bitwig Studio to your controller. I found this to be super duper simple within a matter of clicks. I didn't find this to be an easy thing to do in Logic Pro. In fact, I found that you had to go through some type of script or something like that. So not an easy task in Logic Pro. So I get a slight edge to Bitwig Studio. Number three, in Bitwig Studio, you can record automations in your clips. This is something I didn't find that you could do in Logic Pro. So I have to give Bitwig a slight edge when it comes to clip editing. Number four, Bitwig Studio has the grid system where you can create your own effects, you can create your own note effects, or you can create your own instruments. Now, me personally, I have not gone that far in depth in creating instruments, but I have gone through the presets and they're pretty dope, pretty cool things to go through. Number five, Bitwig Studio is not only available for Mac OS, but it's also available for Windows and the Linux system. Now, my overall opinion on both DAWs is that they're both great DAWs. Me personally, I prefer Bitwig Studio because I like the workflow and I like the features that I covered in this video. Now, if I had to make a recommendation for a new user or a new producer, If you are a Mac user, I would highly recommend Logic Pro because it is $200 and it has so many other features that I didn't even cover in this video. Now, if you are a person who wants to do experimental type stuff and you don't mind paying to keep up with its updates, I would recommend trying Bitwig Studio. You're supporting the developers to create new cool features. Based on history, they have had a major update every 2 years. So last year was Bitwig Studio 4. So I expect for next year for them to come up with Bitwig Studio 5.0. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on both dolls. Let me know in the comments what you think in the video. Do you find this video to be useful? If you did, please share with your friends, like, and subscribe. All right, I will see you in the next video.